My name is Wade Newbury, and this is Rotary Serving Our Community. I often get the opportunity to get invited to different events around the district and around the world. Each of these events are very unique, and one of them that we just visited was a really interesting one. Had a great time. It's an inaugural one. And with me today I have Mary Catherine McBride.
Hi,
welcome.
Wade.
And you are from the Rotary Club of Newbury Park.
Newbury Park. Thank you. It's great to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Myself, where to begin? I've had a wonderful career. I started as a film and television producer from New York, born and raised on Long Island, New York, and I started at ABC Television, Wide World of Sports, and The American Sportsman, which were shows back in Rue Norledge's days. And so I got my industry legs there, and then bought a one-way ticket to California and got into dramatic filming. And as a producer. I'm a producer. Okay. And I did a TV show called Knots Landing for 14 years. Right, it was pretty popular back in the day. Definitely. Your mother might know about it. I'm dating myself. Yeah, right. And then I had my own company in Santa Monica for a couple of years and did some independent movies. And then my husband and I produced 2 children. And it was time to get out of the industry. So we bought a one-way ticket to Newbury Park. And raised our children down there. And then I segued into events, live events. As a producer, I can produce, whatever it happens to be. So it was a natural segue for me to go over from film and television to live events. I do corporate events. Okay. And then I met a Rotarian. There I was actually called the Rotary Club to help me. I was helping working with the Newbury Park High School to raise some money to build a new football field. Okay. So I had heard through the grapevine that Rotary did pancake breakfasts. So I needed somebody to help me do that. So I called them up and I met with them and I said, would you bake some pancakes for me so we can raise money? And they said, absolutely, that's what we do. We help people raise money. I said, well, I'm your gal. And by the end of that meeting, they asked me, you have to join our club. And I said, no, I'm too busy. I didn't come here to join your club. I came here to you help me. But eventually they worked on me, and as time went by, and actually I'm the classic example of it takes 3 times approaching potential members to get them. And so the 3rd time I said, okay, and I went and I fell in love with the club once I got there. So that's my life in a nutshell, and here we are today.
And that was the Newbury Park Club then?
Newbury Park, yep, since 2003 I joined the club.
So who was the one that was persistent enough to
you'll know him too, Ron Block.
Oh, Ron.
Ron Block.
Very good.
Yes.
We actually had him on a TV show.
Did you?
Yeah, he
that's
did
great.
the Dreamcatcher.
Dreamcatcher, yes, we did. We're very proud of that. He was so instrumental in getting that park built. And it's a very unique, of course, one of its kind in the country now. Definitely. It's a prototype for a lot of other communities too. We're very proud of that.
Got it.
Very proud of that.
So I often ask this, but did you ever, or would you say you've had a Rotary moment? Something that hooked you into the organization? I know.
People say that, and there isn't one moment. Okay. But I have moments where I'm so proud because I can bring to the table my skills and as a producer. So I create fundraising events. And when I see a success, and we'll talk about the one we just had, which is I've had a few, that I feel just very proud that I was able to instigate this and be instrumental in its success. Therefore, everything will follow through. Does that make any sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
And from raising money to bringing the community together, all those kinds of great things, and helping people around the world is something that's important. Dreamcatcher Park was wonderful. I have an autistic niece. So children with disabilities and special needs is very close to my heart, as it is to many people, whether you have someone in your family or not. So Dreamcatcher Park was one of those great moments when you really saw that operational and how it helps and the impact it has on our youth.
Very good. So tell us a little bit about this new project that you just undertook.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you for coming. It's so sweet of you to come down and support us. So many people. The Old Boney Mountain Hot Summer Night Festival was a brainstorm of mine and a buddy of mine who is a crafter hot sauce maker. Okay. And we were having coffee a few months ago, well, back at the turn of the new year, And we were talking about hot sauce, and he said it'd be really kind of cool to do a hot sauce competition. I said, oh, really? And okay, what would you do with that? And he said, well, there's so many of us around the world, and it's very popular. I said, yeah, I do know a lot of people that like hot sauces. So how would that manifest? We started talking how it would manifest itself, and being the producer that I am, you have to have layers with things and of interest to get people to come, let alone spend money. And so then I started layering it. We should have an activity. It's for people of things to do, things to see, things to experience. And so hot sauce, I did a little research. I went home and started looking up hot sauce competitions around the country and in our community particularly, and there wasn't anything. There's salsa, there's chili, there's craft beer festivals, but there's no hot sauce. And the more I discovered, it's rampant. There's huge following, and crafters making hot sauce craft makers. Now, they all have to be done in a legitimate kitchen. They all have a bottle with their own label that's, so it's health-wise packed correctly. And they just usually sell them in their community or whatever. And so I thought, well, this might have something here. It was unique. Then what else do we do? Cornhole was also very unique, very popular. And I upped the game.
Now, right.
I upped that game, and I found out that there were very serious cornhole players in the area that play for money.
Right.
So if you offer a purse, you'll get the players to come out. So that's what I did. I offered a purse. And then we have a lot of craft beers and a lot of food tastings. And one of the important things, too, when you're putting together a fundraiser, as you know, is what is the cause? What do you want to raise money for? Everybody says, well, what are you raising money for? So that's an important hook, an important element.
Right.
When you're creating an event, especially for Rotarians and as a fundraiser, anybody for a fundraiser. And we had just had the fires, the Thomas Fire,
right,
which was the worst fires in California history. And how could we help? I thought the firemen are just our heroes. A friend of mine, my actually son-in-law, lost their home. His parents lost the home in Ventura. So it was very close and it was very raw for everybody, and I'm very dedicated to our firemen heroes. And I know of the Grossman Burn Foundation. So I contacted them and said, I'd like to help out. Do you need any assistance? And how can we help our firemen? All of our firemen go there. They take care of all of our local, and firemen are always getting burned. People don't realize that. So anyway, it became a very nice, natural partnership, and they were thrilled, of course, to talk with me about it and to work with me on it, and to help. It went into their foundation, the Firemen's Fund, so that they can spearhead the monies and direct the monies to our local fellows and gals.
Good.
So that became the elements of how to put something together.
Let's take a look at it. You have some pictures here, so let's jump into them so we could actually show the audience what it really looked like.
Nice.
And what it felt like, by the way.
Nice.
So the first picture we have is a picture of the entranceway. That was, by the way, a nice presentation of that. And where was it located at?
Thank you. It's at the Gardens at the Los Robles Golf Course in Thousand Oaks. This is a new event venue they built a few years ago at the golf course. A lot of weddings are on the weekends there, but it's also very available during the week.
Very nice setting, by the way.
Thank you.
They did a really nice job.
Thank you. That's very important too for the success of an event. Is the ambiance and the arena and the presentation.
Which it did have, by the way. You did a great job on that one.
Thank you. Well, as a producer, it's presentation.
Exactly. And the next picture we have is actually the name of the event. How'd you come up with that one?
Old Boney Mountain is the name of our mountain in Thousand Oaks and Newbury Park. That's that big mountain over there. It's called Old Boney.
Okay.
That people go hiking up to the waterfall. So it was a natural.
Okay, good.
And a hot summer night in July.
Got it. Great. And then the next picture we have actually is the cause that you're supporting for.
Yes, the Grossman Burn Foundation.
nice.
Dr. Grossman was there, the son. Dr. Senior has passed away, but the son was there with us that evening and was very, very supportive.
Good, very good. Now, how do they, you support them, do they have any part of the partnership that they work with you on, or?
Well, they help support it.
Okay.
They certainly lent their name,
which
is a very recognizable name, and it resonated with a lot of people, the attendees.
Okay.
And when you're out there selling it and promoting it and trying to get people interested and enlisted, oh, they're great. Oh, that's a wonderful cause. So that's
Right.
very important element.
I can see that.
So they're not the sole beneficiary, but they're the major beneficiary. They'll get over about 65% of the net proceeds.
Nice. Oh,
Yes,
very good.
and I'm going to work with them again next year too.
Okay, good. Next picture we have is, I guess, one of the vendors that you had on
Yes, well,
scene
Old
there?
Boney Mountain is hot sauce is the name of my partner's. The fellow that I was having coffee with months
Right,
ago.
right.
That's his hot
Oh,
sauce.
that's his hot
That's
sauce.
his hot sauce.
Okay, so
because he lives right under the mountain.
I got it. Okay, so that would be his connection into the competition.
Yes, that's exactly right. And it was a great segue. He handled all the hot sauces and getting the word out to that community. We were an international hot sauce competition, by the way.
Oh, wow.
We had we had 10 countries send in hot sauces. Several companies from England, for example, sent 3 companies or crafters
right.
sent their sauces in. They were one of the winners too, by the way.
Okay.
And we had 20 states send their. We had 110 hot sauces
Wow,
that came in.
that's impressive.
It was overwhelming.
For a first time around,
First
too.
time. Thank
Oh,
you.
that's amazing.
Thank you. We connected with them, and they saw. They love this, you see, and this is their passion.
Right. Now, the next picture we have, actually, I believe that is the judging portion of that one. Is that
These
correct?
are the winners of the first judging. We had a first elimination
Okay.
several days before that at a private home. And we had chefs and other restaurateurs and chili heads,
Okay.
people that are in that world that appreciate hot sauces.
right.
They were the judges. And they wheedled down the 110 to the 12 finalists.
Okay.
Winners, rather.
So the judges actually are professional. When I
Yes.
say professional, they're part of the tour, the circuit that goes around.
Well, they're locals.
They're-
They
okay.
were all local
Okay.
fellows,
Okay,
and
got it.
men and women, and several restaurant owners, as I said.
But they have fairly specific criteria when they're judging, and
they
is it
have
most
different
taste?
categories of heat. So you have to.
Okay.
It can get quite serious if you have your North Carolina ghost peppers.
Okay.
So that category was called volcano.
Okay. Got it.
So you really do have to understand what you're getting into.
True.
But there was a lot of criteria. There's the look, the smell, the overall appearance,
Okay.
and taste, of course,
Of course.
and heat factor. So there were
Okay.
various categories. And these are the 12 winners of that first elimination.
Okay.
And here it was people's choice.
The
So I
people's
gave the attendees the opportunity to vote what they would like as the people's choice.
Got it.
And the hot sauce, one of these 12 winners had a chance to win twice.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Does that make sense?
It does. 'Cause they move forward then, right? They move up to the next one for like an overall
Exactly.
elimination.
That's right. And then we have the next picture
The
you'll
next
see
picture.
is all the labels. We had so many wonderful visuals that we added a best label competition for
Well, that's
People's
great.
Choice.
So that's what that second part was.
That's right.
Okay. Now
so
it's
people
People's
got to
Choice
see
again.
all of these, and they could also taste them if they wanted to.
Okay.
They weren't in competition anymore, but that's what was submitted. So it was good PR for the people who submitted their sauces.
Right.
You could buy them online. So it was a good PR move for them as well. So everybody, it was a win-win for everybody.
That is good. I believe you had silent auction.
It was a
Is that
silent
what it was?
auction.
Okay, and then was that specific to the event or just kind of anything?
It was anything.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
silent auction items are always just what you can gather from the community and the generosity of
Nice.
of your vendors and patrons and restaurant people locally, and it always helps to raise money.
It does.
And we raised a couple of $1,000s
Oh, nice.
just on the silent auction.
For the first time around.
An important thing, though, with that is you have to remember your audience.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get things that are a $3,000 value.
Yeah.
Because the audience that's going to come to this, I was going after the 30-year-old millennials.
Okay.
Because they'll come out on a hot summer night, on a weeknight. They'll pay $45 to $50 to get in for a tasting glass and unlimited craft beer and tasting and food tasting. So that was the audience that I knew would be attracted
okay.
to this kind of an event.
Got it.
So although that thinking has to go into what are you doing, what's your cause, and who's going to come, and how much are they going to pay.
Okay.
So that was my audience. So the items we had for the silent auction were all within $100
Oh,
or
okay.
$150 value.
Right, right.
So
It kind of
they
fit
could
the
bear
audience,
that.
as you said.
That's
Okay.
right.
Very good.
I've gone to others, of course, where It's a much more, but
True.
nonetheless, those
Different-
are
different
important,
audience, though.
important things to remember when we're putting on fundraisers.
And next picture we have is one of the other vendors, I believe.
Yes, that was Infinity Sauce,
Now,
hot
how many
sauces.
vendors did you actually have on location?
We had 30.
30. Oh,
30.
wow.
We were full. We backed to capacity.
Interesting, because it looked like there's a lot of room there.
30,
You can
30
cruise
10 by
through.
10s, I know, you'd be
That-
surprised.
exactly.
And we
That's
had
a
2
big area
stages of
then.
entertainment.
Right.
And it wasn't about the entertainment, but music always adds ambiance.
It did.
And especially something live going on,
It
so it was
did.
subtle, but it was a nice layer. So again, presentation.
Agreed.
It's
It-
how
it
people
felt kind of
feel when you're
festive.
there.
Yeah,
That's right.
you're right. Good.
That's right.
So the next pictures, we have a few pictures of the cornhole competition.
Cornhole.
Okay.
And this is a group that's called 805.
Okay.
Most of them were, a few locals, but most of the serious players come up from Ventura and Camarillo.
Oh, okay.
So they came up the hill,
Okay.
as we say in Newbury Park, you got to come
Right.
up the hill, which was wonderful. But it was a $30 buy-in
Okay.
per person, and for two-man team, then 2 men,
Mm-hmm.
2 people would be a team. And the first prize was $500,
Okay.
and $300 and $200. So it was worth their $30 buy-in
Okay.
to win a purse.
Now,
and
how
they're
many,
very
how many
serious.
teams did you have?
28.
Oh,
I had
wow.
capacity for 30.
Okay.
So I got 28,
You're
again,
right
my
there.
first year.
You're right there.
And
Okay, good.
they loved it. They loved the location, the grassy field was lovely. Of course, I had beer close by, and pay them that evening their purse.
Right.
So it was also run by the 805 group.
Okay.
So I had people who knew how to play cornhole with the rules and regulations and all the boards. They came and helped and
it.
ran that section for me. So it was a very serious endeavor because
Now,
these
my-
are serious players.
My question is, on the last picture we have, the group actually doing the powwow. Do you know what
Yes.
they're talking about?
Yes, they're talking about the rules. Yeah.
You mean they actually have to go through rules?
Oh, yes.
Now, do
Oh,
they
very
change the rules?
No, but they're reminding everybody.
Just reminding them of
It's,
the
the
procedure.
boards have to be a certain number of feet. You
Okay.
you have to stand a certain place. You
Oh,
can't go
really?
past or
Okay.
beyond or back
Okay.
or forward or sideways. So there's the important regulations that everybody's got a level playing field.
Got it. Okay, perfect. Then the next picture actually just shows part of the board layout,
Yep.
what it looks like
Yep.
from one
They have to be
side.
27 feet apart
Oh, wow.
from tip to
Okay.
tip.
Okay.
From the foot to foot.
And then the T-shirts,
Yes.
were those sold or were
Yes,
they given to vendors?
they were sold.
or-
They were sold.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
By the way,
That's
nice-
a local
nice design.
T-shirt vendor, and I asked him if he would like to come and just be there and have an opportunity to promote his company,
Nice.
and if people wanted one. And they were very popular. They're pretty, aren't they?
They are beautiful. And by the way, who did the graphics for that, if you don't mind
Pardon
me
me?
asking? The graphics.
Oh, thank you. That is a very dear friend of mine.
Good.
His name is David Vieira.
Okay.
We call him Veggie. And he used to design rock and roll album covers, and he also owns Rock and Roll Pizza.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard of Rock and Roll
I have,
Pizza?
actually, I have, yeah.
That's the owner of Rock and Roll
Makes-
Pizza. And he
makes
happens to be
sense.
a very dear friend of mine.
Well, I'm glad you got a plug in for him. Then. You did a good job on
Thank
these.
you.
Yeah.
But he also did that very out of the goodness of his heart for me.
Oh,
And isn't it
nice.
lovely?
It is.
It
is.
really just grabs you. It's very pretty.
It really did. And then we have one more picture of the cornhole. I think this is at the end. I think the winner's already called because it got pretty quiet
Yes,
really quickly.
it did. It did.
Okay, good. And we have a picture here of one of the groups, one of the vending groups, if you want to plug any of the people here.
Oh, thank you.
'Cause since
Wide-eyed
they're
hot sauce.
presidents, and you may want to
Well,
plug them.
the two fellows in the hats are Lee and Wagner. They're in my Rotary Club.
Right.
And the other lady and gentleman are the owners and makers of Wide-eyed Hot Sauce.
Oh, okay.
And that's a local hot sauce. I think they're from Camarillo. Don't take me up on that. They're local. But they won the best label.
Oh, they did?
They did.
Okay.
They did. Go bless their hearts.
That is
Bloody
great.
Hell. Well, the next one.
The picture, yeah, and I did take pictures of a few of the different
That's a label.
samples.
The bottle was a skull. Isn't it great?
By the way, that was good packaging.
They're from England. That came from England.
Oh, got it.
Yes.
That was a very clever package
Very
deal
good.
there.
And then these are just some samples
Just some
of
samples of different types.
all the hot sauces and
Some
the
of
fun
them are
names.
pretty serious, and some of them have a lot of fun names.
Yes.
I'd say quite a few different
do.
fun names.
They do. We got a lot of barbecue sauces, actually. We didn't solicit those, but the people who make hot sauce also like a lot of them cross over to barbecue, include
Okay.
barbecue sauce.
Oh, got it. Did
And
not know
so
that.
we did include that as an area of judging. We got so many. So we'll probably add that officially next year. as
Now, would that
hot
be
sauce and
probably
barbecues.
two different categories then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, for sure.
Very nice.
I like this is the last picture you have here, elixir.
The elixir. That was
That'll clear your
clever
nostrils.
also.
It'll clear your nostrils.
True. That was a good
Clear
one.
your head. Biker Jeff's is a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
And Sunland Winery is a local winery, if you see that picture.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in Thousand Oaks, and they're very supportive. It's a winery that's been there about 5 or 6 years. It's a lot of Italian-based wines, so they're a little different than a lot of others out there with an Italian influence.
Now, remember you handed us little sample cups. I was going to have
Yes.
you bring one, actually, but forgot to have you bring one out for the
yes,
show.
I should have. I'm sorry.
Yeah, oh, no, that's okay. So tell us a little bit about that. What's the idea behind the shot cup?
The tasting glass is something that's done in a lot of these kinds of events and tastings.
Okay.
And it's an easier way for the participant, the attendee, and it's less money changing everywhere. So they pay one entry fee, and they get a 5-ounce tasting glass.
Okay.
And then they go around and they taste all the craft beers and wine.
Okay.
And there was food tastings too, but it helps. It keeps down on trash, on other kinds of expenses, and it's something they take home with them. So they think of us all year.
Right, right. Now, the question I have was the food and the drink, was that donated or was that?
Donated.
It was donated.
Donated.
Oh, very good.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So there's a lot of mix of food and drinks.
Thank you, thank you. What we give back now, why would they donate? First of all, they want to help the charity.
Right.
And they have the time. It's a weeknight. You really have to work with restaurants and breweries and wineries. Weekends are busy for them. So if you do something on the weekend, you're probably not going to get them to come and help, let alone pass along free food or wares. So it was a Thursday night. It was also a very conscious thought to choose a Thursday night. But we also promoted them. They have their logo and their website on our link to our website.
Okay.
I promote them on all the flyers that I put out and on Facebook.
Okay.
So there's several months of public relations and PR promoting, come and taste them. These are people coming on board. Come on, and Enegren was a big promoter too. Enegren Brewery down in Moore Park.
Right.
They're very, very popular. That's a German-based wine, beer.
I did not know that.
And so it's kind of interesting that we had an international flavor for an international hot sauce competition. So anyway, the tasting glass helps in a lot of other ways, and that's why with their PR, the PR that I can offer back, you'll have participants get on board. So it's a package deal.
Now the cups, do they keep those as
Yes,
souvenirs?
they keep them.
They do? Okay.
Yes.
They took mine away, so.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, we'll have to get you another one.
Thank
I
you.
do have a few left.
Sounds good.
But the other thing about doing that is our name was etched on it, as you saw.
Yeah, which I
and
thought
so
was
when
pretty
you
clever.
take it home, I collect them because I don't have that many, but I don't go around drinking a lot to these things.
Right, right.
But it becomes a souvenir,
Okay.
and we call it a souvenir glass.
No, that's what I thought. And I was kind of surprised when we walked out. They go, "Oh, you can't take cups with you." So.
Oh, they didn't want. the guard didn't want the glass to go outside. I didn't know you were leaving.
Yeah,
I'll have to
right.
talk to him next time,
Okay.
and I'll send you some.
Oh, appreciate that. Thanks. Oh, we'll
Yes.
see you at the next event for sure. Anyway.
Yes,
So we'll
same
be
time
there.
next year.
Same time next
Yes,
year.
it's middle of July. We'll be July 11th next year, and
Same location.
at the same location.
Oh,
If
nice,
it's working, don't fix it.
Okay.
And we found, and you probably felt that too, we were talking earlier, there was such a wonderful aura and community feeling for that evening.
Right.
It was a perfect evening. And the sun was going down, it was still light, so you have a nice coolness coming to the air.
Right. 'Cause
There
it was a little bit
food.
crispy during the day, but the evening turned out to be quite
Yes,
nice.
it did.
Yeah.
Once that sun goes down,
Once
or
it
it starts going over the yard
starts
arm
going down,
anyway.
yeah.
But the community, just the attendees and all the other Rotarians that came to support, of course, we all support each other, as you know, as best we can, and local officials and VIPs, sponsors, everybody was having a good time.
Yeah.
Just a good time. And that really says it all. It's the ambiance, it's the offerings, it's things to do, it's the right price, and it's a good cause.
Yeah, it
Is
definitely
the winning formula.
Now it's surprised. I believe I saw about 8 or 9 different clubs represented at that
Yes,
event. So that
I
was,
know. Isn't that great?
That was great on your
I
part.
know.
Good promotion.
Well, it was
right
very
there.
nice and so that's what we do for each other. And thank you for coming. It's the same thing.
Again,
you know,
thank
we
you
all
very much
support
for
each
them.
other.
We do, yeah.
That's
it is
important.
and it's for the causes that we all
That's
support.
right. That's right.
Now, have you thought about any changes? You talked about the sauces, or adding or taking away something or highlighting.
Yes, I have a few things. I'm going to actually, when I leave you to a meeting to review, you have to go, don't rest on your laurels. You have to review, examine, and revise, and always open up to how can you do it differently or better. And I have a few ideas that next year are going to be incorporated. Nice. Not too many. The overall, it has great legs. And it can really grow. I'm not going to move from this location for several years because now the goal is we have to get it branded. So Old Boney Mountain Hot Summer Night is going to be a brand, just like things like Conejo Valley Days and the Ventura County State Fair, or Fair, whatever, the Ventura County Fair. Fiesta Days here in Santa Barbara. Those things are branded. So you know right away what you're going to get, and you can't wait, and it's the anticipation.
Very true.
And that's what it'll take 3 years.
Okay.
3 years to build this.
Now, one picture I forgot we missed was the actual band, some of the music there. So tell us a little bit about the music.
Yes, it's very subtle. And this location is a little difficult. I have done events with very big bands and across the spectrum, much bigger than this. But this was in a community where the neighbors are a little, you have to watch your sound ordinance.
I think it was kind of nice being a little bit softer because you could visit more.
Yes.
I thought that was was nice.
That's absolutely right. And that was a conscious effort, Wade.
Yeah.
It's not about the music to go and listen and sit, but it is nice to see and to be next to it and to hear the ambiance that it adds. So this was very acoustic. It had like a little island, a Jack Johnson kind of flair for the evening. So that was a very, and the musicians all donated their time. They all came gratis too. They're pro bono performances. So that was very lovely. And we're very fortunate. We were very blessed with everybody getting on board with what we were doing.
We got a little time, maybe about a minute or so here. Tell us a little bit about the winners, if you have time.
Oh, the winners, if I can remember the winners. Okay. England won.
Wow.
Not that one, not the skull one, but the Grim Reaper.
Okay.
Grim Reaper hot sauce, and they're from England.
Okay.
We had sauces from Australia, Guatemala, Mexico, New Zealand, Canada, the United States, of course. We had 3 companies submit from England and 3 from Australia.
Perfect.
Hawaii sent some things over.
Good.
So.
Well, anyways, thank you very much for sharing this. I mean, one great event for a first timer. You did a great job.
Thank you very much.
And I hope to come back, and I hope I get an invitation for next year.
You will, and I'm going to send you some glasses.
Sounds
so
good.
you put it on your shelf and think of us all year.
Thank you. And with that, everybody, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you at the next event.